Okay, this is the mechanical room of death. It is 95 degrees outside. I'm going to pull this door closed for a minute. So, 12-foot tall ceilings, all block. There is no air that can come in here except dropping down from up there. We have a 7-ton or 6-ton carrier unit here in the middle. Walk-in freezer, walk-in cooler, mini split, and now they have added another mini split. So, in the shade, shooting the shade, we're 92, 94, right? The ambient of these walls, in the shade, you can see the difference between the sun's beating on that, right? It's 115. In the shade, it's 110 degrees, 101 degrees, 103 degrees. If that is, right, so this brick wall hasn't hit, no sun has touched that brick wall, right, all day. This doesn't work like that. So that means that's the temperature of your ambient air in here, at least. Right, so you got 105 degree ambient air in here. Your AC is putting out 120 degree air. This is the air it's breathing in, right? So here's the intake. So the air it's breathing in is 115 degrees, 115 degrees. I love that our air intake. Also, they had no plans for a floor drain in here, so they just grooved, right? They grinded a little groove so that the water pools up and then flows out the groove. Fresh air intake on the ground in this crazy hot space. And everybody said last time when I was like, guys, this is dumb. Well, all the hot air blows up. Okay, that's right. So all the hot air is leaving. Where's the fresh air coming from? Right? I mean, if you could see it, if I could put a smoke bomb in here, you would see the hot air going up in a square, and around the very edges would be where the only fresh air can come in. So we're gonna measure this door, and we're gonna put in the biggest freaking door vent that we can. I mean, I'll put it looks like a 36-inch door, so hopefully we can put a 32 by 32 square in there, knock it out, so at least we can draw fresh air in. Crazy towns, y'all. Also, yeah, they installed this originally on brackets there, and oops, it fell. Because, yeah, oops, it fell. Call me crazy. I always thought you might get better airflow if you pull the... Oh, that's nice, huh? If you pull the manuals out of the unit. Half tempted to find a defrost clock still jammed in there. Which, that's another funny story. This walk-in cooler, kept freezing up. And it would freeze the whole coil inside. And turns out, they mounted the TXV sensing bulb horizontally on an oil trap. And I noted that when they installed it, but they're like, oh, we don't care, and they left it alone. The sight glass is clear, right? Yep. So the owner calls me, he's like, hey, this thing just keeps freezing up. And I was like, well, have they moved the TXV? Look, I don't know if they ever adjusted the TXV, because I would think a TXV sensing bulb on the oil trap vertically would do the opposite. It would actually flood. It'd flood the evaporator, not starve it. But stranger things, what do I know? Well, it kept freezing up, and instead of adjusting the TXV, or doing anything to stop it from freezing up, this is their solution. They put in a little EDT10 to force a manual defrost. What's wrong with this? Right? Because there's no heaters. What they're doing is they're just interrupting the coil voltage so that no matter what the temperature is, it's not going to run. It's going to force an air defrost. Problem is, the unit's still freezing up, right? We're still flooding the evaporator, slugging liquid refrigerant back to the compressor, and ultimately, like, instead of addressing why the cooler was freezing up, they just put a Band-Aid on the evidence that the cooler is freezing up, and thus shortening the life. Let's tell you, let's do some more story time. This Carrier unit in here, it's 208 volts. It's tapped for 240, right? It's tapped for 240. I was on behalf of the owner of the facility. I'm not his contractor here to install, and nor am I going to be. But I do his facility work. But I'm not doing the new build stuff. And so I pointed out on the punch list, that's wrong. That's got to be 208. We're running 208. I need 208 at the transformers. 2 transformers, both tapped wrong. A licensed Georgia mechanical contractor for installing HVACs, and someone who is clearly approved by Carrier, told that owner, that doesn't matter. You don't need to do that. That doesn't matter. It runs on 240 just fine. Don't worry about it. And that's it. And they left it. They're not fixing it. So, hey, anyone from Carrier, this is what your people are doing out here. Does it work? Yes. Does it work properly? Or better yet, as things start to fail and the transformer gets weak, right? No, it's not working properly. What I told the owner, and he watches this, and the GC watches this, so everybody finds out, right? I'm a really loud squeaky wheel, in case you haven't noticed. Newsflash, guys. Your car, your van, your service truck, whatever you drive, do you know it'll keep running if you never change your oil? You don't have to change your oil every 5,000 miles, every 10,000 miles. I promise you, your vehicle can run for 30,000 miles before you have to change the oil. It'll work just fine until it won't. These tapped wrong will work just fine, but they're doing damage to the electronic system. It's not how it's designed. So, screw you guys. I'm gonna tap it correctly, assuming, even better observation I may have not made, is there no disconnect on this unit? Oh. I can be not the smartest guy in the room too. Right? Look how complicated this is. Oh my gosh. The humanity. Right? So let's look to confirm so what I'm saying here, right? You'll see it better on this one. 240 is the edge, 208 is the center. Tap it for 208. Because that's all you're giving it. Holy smokes. Is that why they didn't want to do it? Because you can't get it off? Holy smokes. Stand by. And we're tapped for 208 now. Freezer just fired up. That sounds great, don't it? Ta-da!